Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ben, a middle to long distance runner, currently targeting 70 minutes for a half marathon. In today's video I'm going to share with you all the shoes I currently am running in and explain how each shoe fits into my shoe rotation. But before I get into that, I'm going to explain what shoe rotation is and why I think it's important. So what is shoe rotation? Shoe rotation is using different pairs of shoes for different types of runs. So for me, I have easy runs, I have tempo/long runs, I have trail runs, and I also have a recovery category. So 4 different types of shoe for me. I'm going to talk through each shoe I have and share with you the likes and dislikes. But firstly, why is running shoe rotation important? So I've split it into 3 different reasons. The first reason is injury prevention. So all different shoes have a different effect on your gait cycle, so the way you run. So for example, I found my Nike Next Percents, which are quite an aggressive high drop shoe, really work my calf muscles and my quads, whereas my lower stack height shoes, lower drop shoes, so my Hokas, they use more stabilizing muscles in my knees and hips. So using different running shoes reduces any muscle imbalances. That's the first point. So the second reason why shoe rotation is so important is it makes your shoes last longer. So if you're spreading the wear and tear of daily use of your shoes across all your running shoes, no one pair gets worn out quicker than the other, which is always good, so you don't have to replace them as much. And I've also found when you have the option of different shoes that you can use, say on days when it's raining, you can decide to leave certain shoes at home. So for example, I wouldn't run in my expensive shoes when it's raining because they'd get ruined basically, so I'd go for something cheaper or something I'm less precious about. A study I read recently suggested that your shoes actually need 24 hours for the foam in the midsole to recover from your previous run. I'm not sure if there's any truth behind that, but apparently your shoes need time to recover too. So rotating shoes can make your shoes last longer. And the third point, a reason why you need to be doing shoe rotation is because it keeps things interesting. So on days where you've got to go out on your easy runs, it's nice to have a choice between shoes. On days where you've got a hard session, it's nice to be able to reach for that tempo day shoe that you know is going to help you through that session. And yeah, it's just a good reason really to spend more money on shoes. So who doesn't need more reasons to buy more running shoes, eh? So my first set of shoes I've got are my easy day shoes. The first ones are the Nike Infinity React. I did a video on these a few weeks ago. I've put 1,000 kilometers into these shoes now, so I use these for my easy runs. So when I'm going out, not worrying about the pace, I've used them for runs 5k all the way up to I think 30k. I run in these in one run. So they're a really versatile shoe. So what do I like about them? They're a really good balance between firm and squishy. And dislikes was I had quite a lot of heel slippage in this version of the shoe. I believe they've just brought the Nike Infinity React 2 out, which is meant to have fixed those issues. So definitely have a look at those shoes. If you're looking for an easy day shoe, I would definitely recommend the Nike Infinity React. My second easy day shoe, so I have 2 pairs of easy run shoes at the moment, are the Hoka Clifton 6. So I believe the Hoka have brought out a Clifton 7, so these are slightly older. And the reason I brought the 6s is simply because they were that little bit cheaper. I think I managed to pick these up for around 100 quid, and the new one's like 140, so that's a good tip. If you want to save a bit of money on your shoes, maybe buy the older version because they're just as good in most cases. I like it a little bit more than the React actually. I probably use this a little bit more than the Nike Infinity React because it is a lot more cushioned. As you can see, there's quite a lot of foam here in the, so it's a higher stack height. It keeps your foot from the pavement and just protects things like your shins, your knees, your hips. So yeah, I use this for all my easy day running. A little bit on the trails. It can pretty much do everything again. My likes are it's a maximal cushion shoe, so it protects your legs, it's nice and soft. And the dislikes are because it is such a maximal cushion shoe, it's quite a slow shoe, so you can't really do any speed sessions in it. And even on your easy days when you're trying to go a little bit quicker, it doesn't really like to go that fast. I would recommend this to any new runners. If you're looking to buy a shoe to get into running, is the Clifton lineup from Hoka. One I'll definitely go back to once this pair is worn out. So moving on to my tempo / long run category, my tempo shoe that I use at the moment is the Nike Turbo 2. I've had this shoe for around 8 months. I've done about 800 kilometers in it now. As you can see, it's starting to get worn a little bit. So I use this shoe for days where I'm trying to go a little bit faster, or I've got an interval session. So I like the fact that it's very light and responsive. You hardly know it's on your foot. And I used it for some 5K races. It's really good for. So my dislikes are, it's not very forgiving, and it was quite an expensive shoe to buy. I think it was around £160. So my next shoe that I use for my tempo / long runs is a bit of a controversial one. It's the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent. So this is Nike's carbon fiber racing shoe. A lot of people say you shouldn't use these for training because of that carbon plate. It can put quite a lot of strain on your legs, but I like to use it because simply it's the fastest shoe I own, and if I'm trying to run a session fast, it's a really good confidence booster. So my likes are for this shoe, it's the fastest shoe I own, and yeah, it really gives you that boost. The cons, it is designed for racing, so you shouldn't really use it for training, which is because it's really expensive, really. And one of the other dislikes of this shoe is I've found, not so much on this shoe, but on this one, the decal has started to come off. I don't know if you can see there. I've done around 280 kilometers in this shoe, so around 150 miles. And they've started to, they're not very long lasting basically, they've started to wear quite a bit. So if I was going to do another race in these shoes, I'd probably look at buying another pair. But yeah, really like these shoes, best shoes I own in terms of speed, and yeah, PB is guaranteed. Okay, so moving on to the next category, which is trails. So where I live, there's not a huge amount of trails, so I don't really use these shoes very often, but they're the Innovate, which is a British company, X Talon 200. And I picked these shoes up from eBay for 30 quid, second hand, because like I said, I don't really go on the trails that much. But when I do, I use these shoes. They've got nice thick lugs on the bottom there, so you don't. I've not actually slipped once in these shoes, which is crazy. I've used these in the snow a few weeks ago. Through the mud, but they clean up really well. So my likes for these shoes are, they are actually designed for racing on the trail, so they're very, very lightweight, and they're very grippy. Like I said, I've not slipped in them, and I have really tried to slip in them, which sounds stupid, but I wanted to test them out, so I've just been running through the mud, on the snow, on the ice, and they perform really well. My dislikes for this shoe are, they can't really be used on the road. So they're trail only really. When you're running, I've tried running to the trails, so on the road to the trail in these shoes, and because they've got such big lugs on the bottom, they're a bit unstable and it feels a bit strange on the bottom of your feet with these thick lugs. So yeah, trail shoes, pick these up for 30 quid, can't complain, they do the job, and yeah, really like these shoes. Okay, so my fourth category of running shoe is recovery. So I brought these absolute beasts, which I wear when I'm at work. They're Hoka, Bondi, like the leather version, I believe. Super cushioned, super plush. So if you're on your feet all day, like I am when I'm at work, I wear these shoes to really, like, I don't know, it's almost like putting your feet in cushions. It just protects your legs, lets them recover, reduces impact while you're at work. So Hoka designed these shoes for people working in kitchens, like myself. These aren't really a running shoe. You can run in them if you want to, but they're very heavy, so it'd be like running in bricks. But I brought these shoes for recovery, yeah, maximum cushioning shoe. So if you're on your feet all day in your day jobs, I definitely recommend picking up these shoes. Yeah, they're a dream to wear. And I also brought the Bondi originally as a running shoe. This shoe helped prevent my shin splints from getting any worse. So I brought these when I was in Sweden. I ran a load of miles in these shoes, so if you're looking for a shoe to prevent, or maybe you have to nurse shin splints, the Hoka Bondi, these are the Bondi 6, I believe there's a Bondi 7 out now from Hoka. These are the shoes if you want maximal cushioning, but they are very heavy and slow. Just a warning for you there. Okay, so my last category is racing. So I used these bad boys, the Nike AlphaFly. These are the most expensive pair of running shoes I've ever bought, probably ever will buy. Yeah, so my dislikes for this shoe are they're a ridiculous amount of money, and you can only really use them for races because of that. But my likes are, every time I've worn these to race, I've got a PB, so I have a lot of confidence in the shoe. These are the shoes that Eliud Kipchoge wore for that sub 2 hour marathon. So you know they're going to be fast if Eliud Kipchoge has broken world records in them. So yeah, that is pretty much it for my shoe rotation. I'm looking at hopefully getting hold of the Nike Invincible Zoom X, which comes out as an easy day shoe. Also the Hoka are bringing out a Mach 4, which I've heard a lot of good things about. So they're two easy day shoes that I'm really looking forward to trying out in the next few weeks. So hopefully shoe reviews for those shortly. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, how many shoes do you have in your shoe rotation? Can you beat 8? And yeah, are there any shoes you want me to look at, review, etc. in the next few weeks? If you've enjoyed this video, again, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you again with another running video soon. Bye.